Welcome back to another one take, and this time we're taking a look at the Kleber, the tier 10 French DD. And this thing's pretty awesome. It's a ship that has been really not covered on my channel much, and really that comes down to me just not playing DDs all that much. But this ship is awesome. I think it's a really good gunboat destroyer. It's pretty hardlined into that role since you don't have a smoke, you don't have long-range torpedoes, although these torps are pretty good. We'll talk about that in a bit. But what you get with this ship is insane gunpowder and really nice speed. Unlike some of the other gunboat DDs, right? No smoke, like I mentioned. Also, no heal, right? So unlike the Kaba or the Delny, that kind of thing, we don't have the opportunity of healing any health back. So we do have to be a little bit careful in that way. But this ship, of course, has that French saturation, where as soon as you take some hits to your ship, well, the next hits aren't going to do nearly as much damage to you. And that's really valuable. That's what kind of helps the ship stay alive, alongside its amazing... it's really... Hold on a second. Why is there a response there? Is there a DD? Sorry, I'll get back into this. I gotta focus just a little bit. This is a really good play you could make by using island cover to hide your presence, and then when a DD pops out, your DPM is massive with this extra reload booster. See, there's somebody in the cap here, so we may as well torp. Wait and see what shows up. And yeah, our reload booster is awesome. I'm really confident against literally anything. At least in this game. It's important to look at what else is there. This reload booster is amazing, quite honestly. Smolensk is kind of coming back in. But this ship is really strong, guys. I have nightmares about this ship from clan battles sometimes when Kleber wolf packs would be running around and absolutely murdering me. It wasn't really much I could do some of the time. But you have to be careful, right? You don't want to lose a ton of HP early because you don't have that ability to take engagements and then heal up afterwards. The other thing we have to notice on the weakness of this ship, it really is the AA2, right? If a carrier comes after you, it gets pretty rough. It gets pretty rough. Okay, there's the Groningen. And a Ruprecht. Okay, we're leaving. Did not know that was there. Something that is a bit of an issue, of course, is that our turret traverse isn't amazing. And you notice our gun reload isn't all that awesome right now, but that's okay. Because we have a reload booster. I didn't really want to use it on this guy yet, since, of course, we didn't have all our guns on target. Perhaps I could have. Aim also could use a bit of work here. But I'm playing pretty safe. For a gunboat who has a lot of power, I'm playing pretty safe here. And that's because early on in DDs, especially in random battles, it's so valuable to have HP into the late game here. We didn't have information. If I had gone aggressive, that Prince Ruprecht would have absolutely murdered me. Of course, it's nice that our team kind of took him out so quickly after he was spotted. But you got to be a little bit careful with this thing. Of course, its speed is awesome for these flanks here. You notice the enemy team is very bottled up here. There's really not much on this flank. I don't really want to be here if this Smolensk is here. Yeah, there he is. So we'll just try and... Wow, he got 5k. All right, let's watch for the saturation to take effect. 5k! Holy crap. I probably should have used my speed to slow down, probably. I really do recommend this ship, though. If you're trying to get into gunboat DDs, I think the line is interesting, and the reload booster is a lot of fun, like it is on most ships that have it. Right? There's a bunch of French ships that have it. Bourgogne, Jean Bart. These are some of the more fun battleships, right? And then we got things like the Henry that have reload boosters, and they're also a ton of fun. You'll notice that I actually have really good range here. I'll talk about the build once we get to port after this game, but It's really, really nice to have really good gun arcs on this ship, unlike the Marceau, right? That's the big difference here, is that our gun arcs are much better, but we do struggle when it comes to... Not sure what this guy's asking for support for. We do struggle when it comes to our DPM, but that's where this reload booster comes into play, right? So we want to save that for crucial engagements, and then we can use our extra range that's really good. Let's see, do you think he has Hydro up? I think it's a 5-kilometer Hydro on Groningen. Yeah, he does. That's fine. Although that's less fine. Torps are going through. Didn't get him. Unfortunate. So we're in a bit of a tough spot here. Got one hit. He's almost out of his smoke. So I've misplayed here pretty badly. Unfortunate. I'm not sure what our Missouri's doing. Not at all, actually. If he has radar, then good. But I'm not sure what he's doing. I've played this poorly. This is pretty early morning for me. Yeah, so I haven't played it all yet today. First game, still kind of getting through this. So the Missouri goes down. Maybe the Groningen gets aggressive with me. I haven't really done much this game though, unfortunately. I guess we'll see. I don't know what should have I done differently, right? Like that's something to always consider, right? Is you could always do something a little different. I think that possibly my mistake was pushing this flank. Maybe I should have gone back to middle, because we've lost a lot of ships already. Although it's really nice to have a DD on a flank, you know. We notice this smoke screen is dissipating, so we're pushing in a little bit. I think it was dissipating. Maybe I'm wrong. And we're not spotted. Interesting. Or we are spotted. We can't spot him. Too bad. Where did he go? Oh, there's a Kaga. Well, let's kill the Kaga. I'll do that. I'm fine with that. Deal with the carrier. I'm not sure. It seems like we can't Citadel him at this range, which is pretty sad. Would have loved to have been able to do that. Now, let's see. We're really quick with our speed boost, so I don't know if he's going to be able to actually torped us. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to get torps on a speed boosting French DD. And I'm using the AP here because AP's pretty good against broadsides. Oh, don't want to run into that one. Seems like it's time to swap to the HE though. Looks like the Groningen went for the cap. Let's see, did he lead enough this time? I don't think so. At least we're fast, right? If he was bringing dive bombers, I think that would be a little scarier for us, right? The rocket planes can also be a little bit spooky, but those ones take a lot of lining up now, right? There's big delays involved with them. All right, he's down. So let's try and juke these a little bit. Do a little wiggle. And we managed to get out of that one. Nice. So we'll have to dodge a few more salvos, but we took out the carrier. That's always a fun thing to do, is to go to the back line and deal with the enemy carrier. It doesn't always work, but they did leave it open. I should have my AA on. I'm not sure what I'm doing. My AA should definitely be on. Yeah, he hit me, but surprisingly, no damage. Which is pretty fortunate for us. And thanks to our extra little bit of range, we can actually start firing on this Georgia. Let's see, does the Georgia have enough lead? That's always the thing about this, these French DDs. They're so quick that most people just don't lead enough. So you can literally just dodge by not dodging, if that makes sense. You can just run in a straight line. All right, so now that we've actually managed to deal with the carrier, we're going to continue to try and deal with these battleships. We do have to watch out for the cruisers potentially, right? The Salem could be a little spooky to deal with. I'm also trying to keep an eye on the mini-map just in case the Groningen pops up. I'd love to know where he's at these days. All right, Cleveland appears to be basically dead. We may as well try and help on that a little bit. But it's a good... This gunboat's got a lot of range, man. Oh, unfortunate. I thought he was going to continue to reverse. We do have to hit his superstructure. That's the difficult part with Kleber, is we just got to hit superstructures, right? When it comes to the cruisers. You gonna ground? Looks like hit. And we get him, which is good. Now we got to deal with the Salem, which is going to be very tough. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. Although we do have a St. Vincent in spawn too. So that's nice. That's the Groningen. Okay. So the Groningen's up there. And the Marseille got him. Wow. All right. We're getting carried. We're getting carried, boys. And that happens sometimes, all right? Sometimes I play bad and I get a nice carry job from people. This is not a good example. It's an okay example of Kleber, all right? This is more of an average game, I guess. Below average, but that's what the point of this series is, right? You get to see everything. So we're going to try and take A. It's important that, you know, we watch out for things like maybe the Salem pushing us. Yeah. I think I might swap to the AP just in case he gives me a broadside. I'll do a reload boosted AP salvos into him if he gives me enough broadside. See how it goes. I really want to cap this, right? Kind of the key here. Kind of okay about chilling here for a little bit. These torps reach. I don't know if they reach. Oh, they did. That's pretty sick. Right, they're only 8 kilometers, but they go fast and they hit hard, which is pretty nice. 8.5, I believe, is Salem radar, so we gotta watch out for that a little bit. Come on, reload. There we go. Get a torp salvo in. Got a Marseille coming with us. I probably shouldn't push into him, though. That's probably a bad idea. All right, there he is. Is he going to push out for me or not? If he starts reversing, we could rush him. To be honest, that's another thing you can do with the Kleber, right? We can always just rush in and kill him. These YOLO pushes can work out. You just have to time it right. Ah, looks like there's the submarine. Fair enough. Now, do those really have enough? Yeah, they can't turn in time, which is good. Pommern versus St. Vincent. Not sure who's going to win that one, to be honest. Yeah, we can Citadel at these ranges. Alrighty. At longer ranges you can't, but cruisers do have to watch out for the Citadels. And those YOLO pushes obviously can work pretty well if there's island cover, right? So the sub was here, I believe. Somewhere near. Not sure exactly where. It looks like our Marseille actually has hydro up. Where'd he go? I don't know where he went, so let's just, I guess, go to B. Oh, nice. St. Vincent got him. With the torps, that's right. St. Vincent torps. Oh, he's right here. Crazy. It's so hard to see these things, man. Okay, Marseille got him. Crazy. What a weird game, man. I mean, 104k is not bad. We flanked reasonably well. But yeah, Marseille, St. Vincent did most of the work there, I'd say. But Kleber's good, man. But you got to be in the right mindset to deal with them. It is always nice to go after a CV and take it out, right? As far as the build goes for random battles, I do want to take range. In ranked, I'll tend to swap out to more DPM with less range. But having range is nice because ranked battles or random battles can be a little passive sometimes. I do love running double conceal. It allows me to play a little more aggressive and get into DD engagements a little easier. And even with double conceal, it's a nearly 8-kilometer detection. Here's the build that I'm running as well. Taking extra speed boosts is very, very nice. It's really, really awesome. And the other thing I wanted to mention quick was this. Taking Grease the Gears instead of preventative maintenance. And that's just because the turret traverse isn't great for a DD, especially for one that's this maneuverable. That's kind of one of the downsides, I guess, compared to Marceau. Yes, you have the shell velocity, but you don't have that insane turret traverse to always have your guns on target, right? Overall, I think I enjoy playing Kleber a little more than Marceau, just because of the arcs. I'm someone who doesn't play these ships too often, so then jumping into something like a Marceau is very difficult for me, just because I'm not used to the shell arcs. If you play them a lot, I think Marceau could be a little more enjoyable since you just always have DPM, right? Whereas Kleber, you have to hit a button every once in a while and you're trying to time it properly. Sometimes that cannot go correctly. Although I think overall Kleber probably wins in 1v1s against a Marceau, assuming, you know, equal good player skill, right? I think the reload booster in that initial spotting each other engagement helps to null the DPM advantage Marceau has. And then at longer ranges, it's way easier to hit things with Kleber. So overall, I think Kleber would be a little easier to play just thanks to those shell arcs. This game, no CV, which is quite nice. Gives us a little bit more freedom. Not that that CV went after me specifically that game. We just happened to find him in spawn, right? This map. Where do we go here? I mean, we're a really good second line DD, right? So if we go over to C and support our vampire too, he's got great concealment and probably wants to push the C cap. We could also help our Z52 or Yamagiri in A and B, but I think we'll get a little more value out of supporting our vampire. And what I mean by second line DD is, well, I have 7.8 kilometers concealment. Vampire 2 is what, 6? 5.9? I don't actually know. I haven't played that ship. But if it's like a daring, right, 6 kilometer concealment, which means we want to be around 2 kilometers behind him, right? Our goal is to be at a similar detection point as him. So if he gets spotted, we get spotted, right? So we're as close as we can possibly be to be a support ship. And that's always going to be a useful thing you can do in these gunboat DDs. It's not always possible, and that's where you want to use the island tactics like last game, where you want to use island cover to get in a little bit closer, because you are such a strong gunboat DD compared to other destroyers. You can use these islands to push in and not get spotted from, and then you push out around the island, or that torpedo stealth DD comes around that island and gets surprised by you, right? And then that's where you win a lot of engagements. If you get yourself spotted and take a bunch of damage from a Smolensk and then rush into a Hydro like last game, that's not going to go so well, as you saw. That's really not the play. Here, our vampire is playing pretty passive. I do have to be careful. Like I said, I really, really, really want to play passive early game. I don't want to lose all my HP. Because there's just, it's so crucial to have a DD late game. Even last game, I think us having a DD alive really helped us win that game. It went late, and I think we were very valuable. Even just as spotting and as a cap contester, space contester, that kind of thing, making sure that our team isn't falling behind too hard on some of those fronts. The Kaba coming in. Can deal with that. Unfortunate, we missed. Now, of course, Akaba can just heal, right? He has that opportunity to just heal up, right? So it's not like we've won that engagement, but that's a pretty good start. We did over 11k to the Kaba. I'm not sure what this Yamagiri is doing. But okay. I'll allow it. The HE Alpha is really strong here too. Keep in mind that these are bigger guns. These aren't just 127s. They're about 139s, I believe, which are pretty nasty against DDs. They, yeah, 139s. Their alpha is really solid. So, good fire chance, good alpha damage. The HE kind of claps people. It's really nice. But we've done, what, 21k to DDs already this game? Like, that is just solid. And we have the range to engage here, right? So our vampire is really not doing us many favors. Right, he's making it pretty tough to really deal with these DDs on this cap, but you know, it's okay. It's just okay. Try and get some damage in here. Playing with your rudder, or your speed, I should say, is just super crucial to playing these ships. They're so tough to hit if you're using your rudder and your speed to hopefully dodge shells. You're not going to dodge everything. There's going to be some people who lead properly, or if you do a lot of slowdowns, you might actually slow down and run into shells that you would have otherwise dodged, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, we got ourselves another fire. Conqueror. Try and go after him a little bit. See, I would have loved to see our vampire be, instead of on this like 10 line, if he was over here just like helping out contesting the cap a little bit. That would have been sick. That would have been a huge benefit for us, you know? Unfortunately, that's not the case here. As we can see. But I think we've done a pretty good job of things. Now, does this Monty shoot us? What do you think? AP is something we can definitely use. That's very interesting that he waited. He shot one turret and then waited. That is interesting. See, he really wanted to hit me there, but our speed is just too much with our speed boost up. You notice I'm not using my reload booster here. I could. I definitely could. But the reason is, if I get into a DD engagement, I want to have it. Oh no, am I going to eat this? No. Oh, that's sad. I didn't realize how close I was to the border. I was playing really well this game too up until that point. I got too close to the border. The frustrated gamer in me would blame the vampire for playing so wide on this flank, forcing us to be on the border, but that's obviously not his fault. It's his fault that we're like not winning C, even though we have a huge advantage here. That is his fault, but me eating that torp was purely my fault. Just sucks. Because you saw how I was playing, right? Like, I was thinking our vampire would go here. I would go here as an off angle early on in the game. Like, would have been sick. Would have been absolutely sick. Didn't happen, though. Is this a smoke Kaba? Smoke Kaba, okay. So, yeah, he's not... okay, now our vampire's pushing. Let's go. Deep water torps. Don't really have to worry about those, which is nice. Oh, there's the Yamagiri. Try and take him out real quick. No, I missed. Feels bad. All right, Vampire 2 should have Hydro, right? We're winning this game as a team, so we don't have to play too aggressive. Not sure where the Hydros are at, but okay. We want to dodge that, certainly. Okay. Holy crap, their team just all melted. All right. It's a pretty good result, you know? 89k. I think we did a decent job. Oh, there it is, finally. Maybe a waste. I wanted to get the damage in. Try and take him out. I could have done more to farm this game, certainly. But I did want to do more supporting work, right? Because that's something that you don't always see. And it's such a good opportunity when we have a Vampire 2, a Z52, right? They're really good information gatherers. They want to seem... I would play them close to caps, personally. And especially if I had a Kleber backing me up. You know, this is the firepower that something like a Z52 is lacking. Obviously, our team was just a little better this game, so kind of how it goes. Hoping for some fires. Not really... we had decent fire chance, actually. 9 fires, it's pretty good. I just wasn't farming battleships. He's gonna shoot me over the Z. That's funny. Oh, okay, maybe the Z just wasn't spotted. As you can see, the speed's just kind of monstrous. We'll use some more AP on the Monty. So yeah, I really do think that Kleber is an awesome ship. Ooh, double sit. Let's go. Another sit. Yeah, we get the blind fire? Oh, too bad. You gotta watch out if you're a light cruiser, man. Ship's pretty nasty. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this thing. I'm sorry I'm a little frazzled trying to do this one. It's a weird day today. But I really wanted to do one take. I'm trying to do them on Fridays if you can't notice, or if you didn't notice. It seems like that's a good time for them. And I like these, because I show, you know, these ridiculous games that actually work out, where I'm ridiculously aggressive, that doesn't work all the time, and I show you the examples where they do work, right? But I think it's cool to show examples where, you know, I have a more average game. And then you get to see a little more realistic look at a ship and at myself playing. So yeah, 122, these are good games, you know, in the realm of average Kleber results. And yeah, we did pretty good. Our Z absolutely owned, obviously. And we were just a bit of a blowout this game. So that's the Kleber. I like the ship a lot. I don't play it too often. I probably should play it more. It's very, very strong. It's a great tier 10, and I think the whole line all the way up is very much worth the grind. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.